Fabio. I'm a pediatric surgeon from Brazil. I came to Canada to do a fellowship in pediatric surgery, but then I've been staying for a PhD, and my research project is about pediatric trauma, so this is the area that I like to study and to work in. Remarkable one. I was a medical student actually. I was at the end of my university. This guy came, massive laceration in his arm. He was drunk at that time, so he was not cooperating. Start to think that, okay, I need to do this fast, otherwise the patient's not going to allow me to do the complete care that I need to do. And then I was in this rush. And what happened was giving him some anesthesia, topic anesthesia, and thought that he may need more anesthesia, so I need to save the syringe. It's like always working here in Canada, we also work in a public health system, so we need to consider these things, how we cannot also waste a lot. I decided to recap my needle, but I used the wrong cap. It was for the smaller needle, and then I had this big needle, and then I tried to put the cap, and the needle transfixed the cap. I told my supervisor, and then I needed to go through the entire process protocol when you do have injuries. So then they opened a form. You need to collect labs. They needed to collect labs from the patient. Eventually all of them came negative, so I was okay, nothing is going to happen, we are fine. But of course I thought that myself, but after these needle injuries, you suffer for a week, 2 weeks at least. The exams are false negatives. These are things that are really concerning. At that time, because this happened unfortunately a lot of years ago, the protocol to take the HIV drugs at the hospital, if the labs were negative, we don't need to take any further medication, so I didn't need to take medications. You need to come back to redo your labs. No, I'm fine, no, come back. And then I had finished my internship, so I didn't want to come back because it was a hospital that was far. So another problem of these injuries had this indirect costs, And I was trying to get my labs online, 1 day, 2 days after, and then they told me, oh, you should come to the lab to get your labs. You cannot, we're not allowed to put your results on. And then, strange. And then I realized this because my HIV exam came back positive. I decided to call one of my professors that was working infectious disease. And then he told me, this is really serious. And then I was really concerned because he was, before calling him, I was okay, but now this expert guy is saying that this is serious, that I needed to see him the next day. Got concerned. At that time, I had a girlfriend. We had this long relationship, and eventually I needed to also to tell her. And we have 2 victims now of this accident. And we redid the labs, and I need to wait more 2 weeks to realize that was a false negative. I had a colleague, she had the same problem. She was a general surgery resident, and the patient was known to be hepatitis C. So she got injured, and then I think the first came back positive, but anyway, she was so stressed knowing that the patient was already with the disease that she started to have abnormal labs exams. So all the inflammatory...
As though you maybe have hepatitis. It's very confusing.
And then they decided to give her the HIV drugs, and then she started to have jaundice. And she was about to start a hepatitis C medications. Then a friend told, just repeat the exams again, because you're going through a really long process. It's worth to do the exams again, and the exams came back negative.